So I now have everything set up in Unity, my 3 models with textures. If you want to scale some down or make some larger, that is fine. Wherever your pivot point was in Maya is where it will be in Unity. So if you had it centered, it will be in the center. If you had it at the bottom of your object, you can hit Z and it will snap between the center of the object and where it was in Maya. So if your pivot point in Maya was over here, your pivot point will snap over there. So it can be very helpful to have a pivot point on the bottom so you can very easily resize your objects. You're welcome to create a nice little scene. If you want to stack some objects, it can be hard to get it perfectly snapped on top. But if you hold down V, it will snap to a vertex, and when you click and drag, it will snap to another vertex. Now I can just rotate, so I have 2 crates stacked on top of each other. And maybe put my bucket on top and move it to the side. Now my handle looks very unnatural because it is floating and going straight up and down, which it probably should not be doing. So we can fix that very easily in Maya. So I'm going to jump back to Maya. And I want my bucket. Here it is. And I'm going to select in face mode the handle. I'm going to double click on it. And if I go to rotate it, it won't rotate how I want. But if I go to the side view and hold down D, I can move my pivot point to where it should be rotating. I'm not snapping it to anything, I'm just holding down D. So now when I rotate it, it will rotate properly. So your pivot point is super important because it dictates how your entire object is going to move. I don't have to redo the UVs. I didn't change the model. I didn't change the texture. All I did was move where it is. So I'm going to select this, go to Export Selection, and instead of exporting it into my Maya project, I'm going to find my Unity project, which is not that one. It is this one. Go into my assets, my models, and override the crate model. Not the crate, the bucket. And hit export. And what that's going to do is update the model in Unity immediately. So you can see it just swapped out the model with the updated handle. So I'm just going to have this nice little scene. I do want to have my objects not floating in space and have them all touch the ground. We can create a plane which doesn't look that great because it's just a flat plane and kind of boring. So instead, we're going to create a very simple pedestal in Maya. I'm going to make a cylinder, scale it down, go into face mode, select all of those faces on the top, and bevel them, and increase the segments. I'm not going to be texturing this or UVing it. I just want to have a base. I'm going to delete the bottom. Actually, never mind. We're done. The base is done. We're going to go to Export Selection. It remembers the last place you exported, which is the Models folder for Unity. I'm just going to call this Platform. So now in Unity, in my Models folder, I have a new thing called Platform. I can drag it in and then move all of these to fit on top of it. I don't like the white that it is, so I'm just going to create a new material in Unity. Create material, call it platform matte, drag it on, and I'm just going to make it a dark gray. You can change, I'm going to change the smoothness so it's more flat, and that way we just have something for our objects to sit on. You should also have the flour sack model that you made. I do not have a model right now, but you should add it to your scene and put it on the platform. When you're done, you can take several screenshots of your scene. You might have an issue with your lighting, which happened on the crate assignment and is happening right now again. And what's happening is, if you look at the shadow, you can see that part of the shadow is transparent. There isn't any information through all of it. And this is a lighting issue that is pretty simple to fix. With your light selected, I have a directional light, come over to where it says shadow type and bias, use pipeline settings, change that to custom, and where it says normal, bring that down to 0. The other one should be alright at 1. So it's an issue with how the light interacts with the normal map. So if you bring that down, you will have much better looking shadows. You are going to be submitting an export of this scene, and I'll go over how to create that in the next video.